Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm Suzana Mihajlovic. You have probably met me before, and welcome to the Success Series interview. So the Success Series is interviews with inspirational people, with Your Two Minds clients, and other people whom I have worked with or am currently working with, whether that is through my coaching company, Your Two Minds, a partnership, etc. This is a place of inspiration, a place where we talk all things success, and a place that will inspire you and help you get more ideas about the next step of how you can improve your life. Today, I have someone very, very special to me. She is an absolutely incredible human being, first and foremost. She is a leader in our community, Your Two Minds. I have known the incredible Angie Spohn for I think about 3 years now, if I'm not wrong, coming up to 4 possibly. And the quantum leaps that Angie has made in her own life, in her confidence, and in her business as a hypnotherapist has been absolutely phenomenal. So today we're going to talk about success, what Angie believes success is. We'll also talk a little bit about mindset, coaching, and hypnotherapy together, what it can do for you. So wherever you are in the world, whatever you are doing right now, please just stop as we welcome the incredible, the one and only, the amazing hypnotherapist, international entrepreneur, and all-round incredible human being, Angie Spohn. Hello, Angie. Welcome.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you. And thank you for having me. This is incredible. I'm so glad to be here.
It is so good to have you. Thank you, Angie, for taking time out of your busy schedule. We know how busy you are with, your company, your hypnotherapy business growing. So it is our gift that you are on board with us today. Thank you. So, Angie, I have interviewed you, I think another 2 times. Is this the 3rd or 4th interview that we're doing?
I'm not sure. I'm beginning to lose count myself.
There have been a few. So anybody that's watching, if you want to have a look at the Success Series interviews or go to the Millionaire Roundtable Facebook group in the guide section, you will see a number of interviews with Angie Spohn. And there are a number of reasons why I keep interviewing this incredible woman. I just love her attitude to life, to business, to growth, and her commitment to growth. And I also just love her presence and what she gives to the world. But for those of us that are seeing this for the first time, Angie, that haven't seen you before, tell us just a little bit about yourself before we get into the deep questions.
Wow. A little bit about myself. I'm actually a retired teacher. I did that for 34 and a half years. And as I was approaching retirement, I thought, what am I going to do with myself when I retire? I'm going to be 57 years old. I've still got a lot of life to live. And I wanted to do something meaningful. I wanted to do something where I was my own boss and I could make my own schedule. I refused to get up before the sun comes up. 'Cause I did that for so long. And
Yeah.
I came across a hypnotherapy program that just fit everything that I was looking for. And I wanted to do something that was going to be beneficial to other people in my community and just do something purposeful, full of purpose, and that just made me feel good about myself and to help other people. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love your story because often you hear people that are close to retirement or, have retired and they just don't know what to do with themselves. I actually have a friend was very successful in the legal industry as a lawyer here in Australia and the world. And he shared a story where his wish while he was working was just to stop. And then when he stopped, he started to get anxious and panicky and all of that because he thought retirement would be just relaxing and doing nothing. And often what we see is that really destroys people. It gives them a lack of purpose, a lack of morale. But one of the reasons why a lot of people in retirement age don't start something new is because of fear. So you said you were a teacher for 30 years plus. And when you left, you still wanted to do something. You had a whole life ahead of you, a different life, but there was still decades ahead of you, and you wanted to do something meaningful and purposeful. I would imagine it would have been quite scary for you. What is the message that you would love to give to people that have experienced something similar to you, Angie, where they're at the point of retirement and they don't know what to expect for the rest of their lives, or anyone at any age that wants to do something different?
Yeah. Well, to me, age is just a number. It's just the number of trips you've made around the sun. um,
Yes.
you know, I think the thing that for me was, to find something that I could do. I knew I was getting older. I knew I wouldn't be able to do something that was really, tough physically
Mm-hmm.
involved. Um, and hey, hypnotherapy, I'm sitting in a chair, I thought about going into massage therapy, but the massage therapist that I go to, she said it's very physical. It's rough on your back, leaning over people, all day,
Mm-hmm.
rubbing on them and all of that. And I thought, plus I was going to have to go to school for 2 years. I wasn't looking forward to doing that. So the hypnotherapy program I found kind of solved those problems. And I did feel like I was taking a risk. I didn't know anything about hypnotherapy.
Wow.
Nothing. And it was funny though, because when I was in high school and college, I did write a paper on hypnosis. um,
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
it's always been something kind of in the back of my mind that was of interest to me, but I never ever imagined that I would become a hypnotherapist. I
Wow.
never set out to do that, but when I came across the program, I thought, if you can take this program, do it online. I can learn it in my spare time once I get home during the week from my teaching job on the weekends and that sort of thing, which is what I did, so that when I retired, I could jump right into it. So I can remember sitting at the computer, um, putting in my credit card information and everything to join this program. And I thought, before I hit the send button, I was like, do I really want to do this? My heart was just beating out of my chest and I felt like I was sweating bullets and
Wow.
it was scary because I did feel like I was taking a risk. What if it doesn't
Yes.
work out? And those paradigms started kicking in and,
Yes.
are you really doing the right thing? And so, but I thought, nah, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And I clicked the button And I spent, well, I circulated more money than I ever had before on myself, outside of my college degree, which my dad paid for most of that one. But, I had never used that much money on myself to do something.
Mhm.
And, um,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
the other thing was what's my family gonna think? What's my husband gonna think? I didn't even tell him. I didn't tell
Wow.
anybody because even when I went into teaching, I had the naysayers. "Oh, you can't, you're too dumb to go to college," is what my cousin told me.
Wow.
"Don't be a PE teacher because there's only one PE teacher in a school. You'll never find a job. Be a classroom teacher. Look at how many classroom teachers are in a school." It was their logic, and I'm like, "No, I wanna be a PE teacher. That's what I feel like I'm called to do." So, I didn't when I went into hypnotherapy, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell a soul. I kept the whole thing to myself, and, I got through the program, and then COVID hit, and the plan I had in my head to get myself out there in the world and to get my business going fell through because COVID hit and shut everything down, and so I just had to do the best I could and get a website going, get my Facebook page up, and just sit back and kind of wait for clients to show up. So
Wow. I love your story. I love your story, and the world needs to hear your story because there are so many gems in what you just shared. And thank you again for sharing, Angie. You know, it's interesting because the older you get, every decade, and the older people get, the more paradigms tend to kick in. Their old paradigms get stronger. And, I've had people say to me, well, I used to be adventurous and take risks when I was 20, but I'm not taking any risks now at 60. Okay. Something happens if you're not aware, if you're not doing the work, if you're not, stretching, something happens. And, I remember, the great Bob Proctor say in one of our meetings with him that he actually said it many times. I've actually heard him say this on stage too. If you are not creating, if you're not taking risks, then you're slowly dying.
yeah.
You're not expanding. And we're here to expand. So that's what I so love about what you shared. Even though, you were teaching for decades, you're up to retirement. And even though it was scary and your paradigms kicked in and you didn't tell anyone because you knew what people would say, what are you doing? You're not a hypnotherapist. You're crazy. You're wasting all this money. Sit back and just relax. You've worked, whatever their paradigms. You didn't share it with anyone and you took that risk. And when you took that risk, the paradigms really kicked in. What am I doing? I've never invested so much money. I must be mad. Da, da, da. And then there was another challenge with COVID.
Yeah.
Then you had to learn about business too, because you weren't in business before.
Yeah.
And then you had to think of another way to do it. And you just kept going and you just kept going. You are such an inspiration to not just people that are retiring, anyone that has a set mindset, whether they're in their 20s, whether they're in their teens, whether they're in their 80s. Never listen to the naysayers. And what you also said, you shared, when you did do your college training to become a teacher, people were saying, don't become a PE teacher. But what you clearly said is, but why not? That's what I really want to do. That's my calling.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So from your experience, Angie, what is the message that you would love to give to other people?
Oh, wow. Do what you want to do. Find a way to do what you want to do, what makes your heart sing, what makes you happy. Even when I went into teaching and in doing hypnotherapy now, when that alarm clock goes off in the morning, I don't want to lay there in bed and go, oh, I don't want to get up today. I don't feel right. I want that alarm clock to go off. And when I hear it, it's like, all right, here's a new day. We're going to go out. We're going to help some people. You know, I'm going to change somebody's life. And that's exciting. And you never know what you're going to have walk through the door. People come with all sorts of issues and things. And so that kind of keeps it exciting. I'm not working just with people who want to quit smoking or whatever. Right now I can help anybody with just about anything. So that keeps it exciting and keeps it from getting kind of mundane and a little bit boring,
Yes.
So, but do what you want to do, and don't listen to other people if they try to talk you out of it. They're talking from their own issues about taking a risk or whatever. Do what you want to do. Do what you were gifted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. What a strong message. Do what you are called to do. Do what you want to do. And I just love the passion, when you shared that, it just comes from deep within. But also what you said, when you are aligned with, in my words, it wasn't exactly these words, but when you're aligned with what you want to do, there's an excitement. You get up in the morning. Who can I serve? Who can I help? And there's a whole different perspective and excitement about living your life. But what was also really really powerful in what you said there is, Angie, you are one of the people that is the most disciplined, but also has an incredible attitude, just an impeccable attitude. And what you said in there, I do not want to be the person that dreads getting up in the morning and lies in bed. That takes a great attitude backed up with discipline in, I want to do this and I'm going to find a way.
Right. Yeah.
Beautiful message. Thank you. Thank you.
For sure.
Now, in our Your Two Minds community, you are one of our leaders. You're just incredible. You shine, and you've been with us for years. We have seen the quantum leap and the quantum leap and the quantum leap and the change in you and the success that you open up. And it's just beautiful to watch. What is your definition of success now?
My definition of success now is, and I'm taking this from Earl Nightingale. I've got a sticky note right over here to remind me when I look at it that it's it's progressing towards your goal. As long as you're taking steps to move toward your goal and you're not just kind of sitting back and waiting for everything to fall into your lap, which probably isn't going to happen. You've got to take steps. And as long as you're taking steps and moving forward, moving closer, doing what it takes to get you there, to me, that's success, and to move towards what it is that you want to do.
Yes.
And it may take a while. You may have to do some things that you didn't really set out to do to get there. But you just got to do what you got to do and push forward and just don't quit. That's the other thing. I don't have quit in me. I have this determination that, I've had obstacles come in my way, and there have been times when I thought, that's it. I've had enough. If this is the way it's going to be, I don't want any part of it. But each time so far, I've managed to, run that hurdle and get over it. You don't jump hurdles, by the way. I used to run hurdles in track. You don't jump hurdles. You run them. You actually step over them the way you do your legs. And so when a hurdle comes, it's a matter of making the effort. Okay, I've got to lift my lead leg up and get my heel over the top of that hurdle. And then my trail leg goes out to the side with my knee first. And so you've got to make those steps. And hey, sometimes your foot hits the hurdle and you knock it over. Sometimes you knock it over and it trips you up and you fall. But you get up and you keep running and you keep going towards that finish line. And there's more hurdles in the way between you and that finish line But wow, once you get over that last hurdle, and you don't know when that last hurdle is, you may have hurdles along the way, even once you do have you've reached your goal. You've got that business established as far as you can tell. You've got that book written. Um, Whatever it is, those hurdles are going to show. It's part of life, and so you
Mm,
just have to deal with them when they come.
mm,
Uh,
mm.
Deal with what emerges.
Yeah,
Deal with what
absolutely. I love that. I love that. And I love that analogy, so everybody, obviously Angie was a PE teacher. She loves sports. And one thing that I didn't mention about Angie, she's also a black band third Dan in martial arts. So this is a woman that really understands, goals and achievement and stepping over those hurdles. And I love that analogy of hurdles. I used to love hurdles in primary school, loved them. I was really good at leaping over hurdles. Um, but I've never heard that analogy in terms of success. So you've got to, put that quote down, get it down on paper, put a Facebook post up so that people could see it. What actually occurred to me when you were sharing was, towards the end, well, you're going to have hurdles and challenges, whether you go for your dream or not. Okay. Now, I know in my personal experience where I was working, in a job and had a great career, but it wasn't exactly my it. My spirit was yearning to do what I'm doing now. And the obstacles and hurdles that I have now are sometimes way bigger, sometimes in different ways. You probably can't compare them too much than what they were in a job. Okay. At least the job you felt secure. It's a false sense of security.
Right.
Yet I would much rather the challenges and hurdles that I have now than those in the job, in safety. There's an excitement. There's I think one of the best personal development things that you can do is go for that big dream. It brings excitement in life. It brings a deeper love for yourself and for life. And sometimes it gets you down on your knees, which is really important for your personal growth and cracking through and becoming the person that you were created to be. Angie, so tell us a success story if you can share a case story. But before you do that, I forgot to ask at the start, for people that don't know much about hypnotherapy or RTT, which is the type of hypnotherapy that you do, could you just briefly define and let people know what hypnotherapy does, what are the benefits, and if you have a case study to share. I mean, you're a great case study. Your business has gone internationally, but if you can share, a situation and how it's helped, that would be fantastic for our listeners. So, what is RTT, and share a success story if you could.
Yeah, sure. So RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy, is a therapy that uses hypnosis. And when a client comes in, we use hypnosis to take them back, regress them back, if you will, back to where their issue started in their life. And incredibly, I've had a few people, 3 that I can think of off the top of my head, that actually went back to being in their mother's womb, which is incredible when that happens, because, babies are in there. They can hear what's going on outside. They can't see, of course, it's dark in there, but, and then I've actually had a couple of people who have gone back to a past life, which that's interesting too. But we go back to the origin of their issue, where it started, how it started. Somebody said something, and usually it's the same kind of thing. It's interesting how patterns tend to happen in our life. they'll go back to different scenes where the same kind of thing was said to them that made them
Mhm.
feel less than and not enough and all of that. Or they'll experience similar things. So, to give an example, I had one client who came and had social anxiety really, really bad to the point that she had not left her home in 2 years. She was housebound. Um,
Wow.
she went to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist said, "Sorry, we can't help you. We can't do anything for you."
Yeah. Mm.
Um, so I did a session with her, and we went back to scenes and found out where the social anxiety started from. And once she understood that, um, she's like, "Oh, that's what it is. Okay." So, and basically, it boiled down to, she had a rough upbringing of some physical abuse,
Mhm.
and then she had some other experiences where she was out with friends, and something happened when she was with those friends that was she almost died, but
Mhm.
from getting involved with the wrong kinds of um, substances. And so, anyway, what she got from that was the people in her life that she trusted to love her were the very ones who were actually causing her harm. And once
Mm.
she understood that, the physical abuse from a dad, and then getting
Mhm.
some bad substance there from a friend, um, these people were people who loved her. And once she
Yeah.
understood that, okay, these people, they really do love me, they've caused some kind of harm to me. So I can still go out and live life. I just have to be careful, with
Yes.
the situations that I'm in and not put myself in those situations. And, my friend didn't mean to hurt me. My dad loved me, just had a weird way of showing it.
Yes.
But yeah, so once we did the session and she understood, what was going on, she's fine. She's out living life. And, we're talking about somebody in their mid-20s who should have been out living life anyway. But yeah, she's out living life, driving her car, going to work, and had a
After
whole
2
time.
sessions. Was it 2
Actually,
sessions?
actually, that one we turned her around in one. She came back to me later for a different
Wow.
issue. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. The power of the subconscious mind. Wow.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, one
So
session. That's why
yeah.
it's called rapid transformational therapy, because we can turn them
Yes.
around quick. Sometimes it does take more than one, though. It depends on how deeply rooted that issue really is. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also dependent upon the work that they do after for a period of time, for a period of up to 3 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So it's
We
your
make
yeah.
Yeah. So what we do once we've done the session, I make a personalized recording for the client, and
Uh,
they should listen to it at least once a day for about 3
yes.
weeks, because it takes
Yes.
that long for the mind to form a new habit,
Yeah.
basically, to
Over time. Yeah.
rewire, those neurotransmitters in
Neurotransmitter.
your brain. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
So,
love, the evidence behind this. There's evidence, with the brain scans and everything that they're doing nowadays, where they could see the neural pathways, so they could
yeah,
identify. Neurosurgeons could absolutely identify what your paradigms are, and how deeply ingrained they are by the neurotransmitters and pathways that are created in your brain. But what science is also showing us now is, as soon as you start to think a different thought, in a relaxed state, then those neural pathways start to prune immediately. It
right,
takes a while for them to be permanent, but they start to prune immediately. So,
right,
Angie, earlier you said you help clients with all sorts of issues. So, what are the issues that that you can help people with? What are the issues that RTT, or the type of hypnotherapy that you do, What are the issues that it can help with?
Wow. I can help with addictions, smoking,
Uh-huh.
alcohol, any of those kinds of things, confidence, self-esteem, fears and phobias, career goals, weight, you name it. I mean, I can help you with it. It's whatever it is. OCD, PTSD, um, pretty much anything and everything. Procrastination.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't know if I have. Here we go. Yeah, my mind kind of goes blank. Fertility, even exams, memory, public speaking is a popular one. Motivation, depression, confidence. I think about eating disorders, exercise, pain control, uh, sleep problems. That's another one that I get. I have people who come to me for relationships. Why do I keep finding these losers? And
Yeah.
because we're in a pattern. It's
Yeah.
amazing how these patterns tend to follow us because of our subconscious thinking. Um,
Yes.
yeah, panic attacks, relaxation, stress, you name it. you know,
Thank you so much. So
so
I
much.
highly encourage, anybody that does want to break through any of those issues to, check out, Angie's website. Angie, you'll provide a link in the comments. I'll put that in the comments, or I'll have you put it in the comments so people can see, can access, can contact you on Facebook. So what is your vision for the world? We'll wrap up with, what is your vision for the world?
Oh gosh, my vision for the world. My vision for the world is to see everybody living their life the way um, they want to live their life. Everyone deserves to have a happy, productive, meaningful, successful life. And if I can play a part in helping people overcome their issue to help them do that, then, you know, that's what I'm here for, is to help them overcome these mindsets and these issues that are holding them back from having that life that they really want, for sure. Yeah.
That's beautiful, beautiful vision. And it's one thing that you would suggest everybody watching this does for themselves today.
Invest in yourself. Take a risk. Go after whatever it is you want to do in life. Go for it. You don't have to go to a 9 to 5 job every day that you're miserable in. You can do what you really want to do. And if you're having a little difficulty with that, you can go to Suzana Mihajlovic, and she will be very helpful in helping you achieve your goal, for sure, because you've helped me a lot, and helping me see how my thinking sometimes gets in the way, and you've helped me overcome that, and I wouldn't have kept coming back to you for 3 years, going on 4 now, if it wasn't working for me. So I can't do hypnotherapy on myself. I wish I could. So I needed somebody to help me overcome my paradigm. So, and you've been excellent at helping me do that. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Angie Spohn, thank you so much for your time today, for giving to our audience. I love, that final message. Invest in yourself. Do what you want to do. If you're not happy with your 9 to 5 job, take us as examples. Anything is possible when you invest in yourself and you step out of the comfort zone into the adventure of a
Yeah,
lifetime.
absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for having me. Yeah. Thank you.
It's wonderful as always. Everybody, comments below or connect with Angie directly in her Facebook, and also check out our website, Your Two Minds. We've had over 1,000, close to 2,000 clients now at Your Two Minds in the past close to 8 years, and a huge success rate, over 95% success rate. The feedback we get is absolutely incredible. If you are ready to take your business on the next quantum leap, please do reach out to us, and also reach out to Angie to help you with those subconscious patterns and habits and addictions. We all have them, and sometimes we need a little bit of help. Thank you so much, everybody. Have the most blessed